Okay, bear with me. So we put this amazing film festival on. We're very lucky to have a lot of local filmmakers enter, which is fantastic. Some of those films were premiered for the very first time, seen anywhere here in Swindon at our festival. So I'm Doug Kirby. I'm the founder and festival director of Film at Swinge, or Swindon Independent Film Festival. And my day job, well, I have several. Like a lot of actors come film directors, unless you're famous, that isn't all you do. So I do a bit of acting on stage and also on film. Big parts in small films and very small parts in big films. Swinge is Swindon Fringe, and for quite a long time now, it's been going for 6 years. They've been wanting to get film involved as well as all of the other art areas. So they have a mini music festival, they have lots of theatre, they have dance, dramatic plays, they have contemporary stuff going on, they have improvisation, there's a comedy section with stand-up comics. And in the past we've done a little bit with having film trailers from local filmmakers, which was great. And I, as part of Swinge, run something called Solo, which is a monologue. It's much more than a monologue night, but it's partly monologue night, solo performance. So this year we've got solo dance in there as well. And I introduced into that film, but it had to be solo film. So that would be one character or one voice, and then beautiful imagery. And that went down really, really well last year. So this year I thought, well, maybe it's time to jump in and do a full film festival and make that part of Swinge. And having just won with my writer, Best Director at the Marbella Film Festival, and having been in with our films, lots of film festivals, I've got a pretty good idea of what I like about a film festival, and that is for it to be for the filmmakers as well as the film fans. Because let's face it, pretty much every filmmaker out there is a fan first. And so that's what we're hoping to do. We're hoping to create this really warm, friendly, networking, brilliant film environment where you can come along, watch features and short films, have some fun, get to meet some like-minded people, and then it'll roll into the sort of more theatrical side of Swindon Fringe.
The warrior, a torn soul, witness to the worst that man could do to his fellow man, living in the shadows, searching for the dawn.
So now what?
We gotta move on, as soon as it gets light. They won't hunt until the sun is high. That would give us time to get away.
I say we stay here. They don't know about this place. If we keep down, they will soon move on.
My real day job, if you like, at the moment is I run PQA Reading, that's Paul and Quirk Academy of Performing Arts in Reading, and we're one of the only performing arts academies who teach film and television, and we teach film acting and film making. And there's a great one here in Swindon where I used to work, and we've got lots of films entered, so from PQA, which is great.
Hey! I told you before, get out of my garden!
Yeah, obviously they have a film tutor with them, and he tells them about focus pulling and helps guide them on setting up shots, but that's all done before they start filming. After that, it's down to them. Yeah.
So they're first.
Little Will. Yeah. Claudio is a filmmaker and he's their tutor, and he did help with lighting and stuff like that, but he's just watching them. So we're just testing everything now because we've had a nightmare this morning. My old...
Have you got all the cables and things?
I believe so.
Projector remote?
Projector remote would be nice.
If you can find the projector remote, that would be great as well. But cable-wise, I think we're all good.
Yeah, so my 17-inch MacBook Pro, which is a 2011, has an inherent problem of overheating and the motherboard died today.
Alrighty.
So I then tried my mum's old one, little 13-inch here,
Yeah, me too.
and that is so old it can't be updated anymore. So it won't run VLC, which I've done a playlist on for the festival. So I've had to bring my iMac over, which is nice. Lovely.
Are you ready to open in 3 minutes?
Yes, I'm going to go and get the nice image on the screen, and then we're away. This looks nice with these lamps down here.
Perfect.
Yeah, I really like it.
In which case, are we want us to stay down here the entire film
No,
festival?
no. So what I was thinking was it's pretty obvious where to go.
Yes.
So if once we're sort of 20 minutes into a session,
Yeah.
or even 10 minutes into a session, if you just come and wait at the top of the stairs. One, you're warm.
Yeah.
Obviously bring money up.
Told them not to come in here.
How long have you been here? 2 weeks, and you're already ignoring our agreements? I did you a favour and you're trying to make trouble for me.
6 nuggets and 6-ounce grilled burger. Do you do gluten-free?
Sorry.
Like bread?
We have bread, yes. You want?
Sorry, we don't have gluten-free. Anything else for you?
Yeah, fries.
Vrei să sufli și tu să se usuci un pic? Vino încoace imediat. Uite-te și tu cine e aici. Nu mai mergem la nicio mare.
Ești rea! Mine o să fac zgomot și numai eu să mă fac invizibilă.
Come on. Let's go.
What do you mean, let's go?
I mean, let's go. We've got a job to do and we're going to do it, so come on.
You're just making things worse, Dad.
Thanks for your help, son.
Recognise these as redheads. They're
What just happened?
normally 800 watt
I don't know.
halogen lamps, but we're using LEDs, which are much lower wattage. They don't have the throw, but we're just using them to say these are filmic camp-like lamps, and it just makes it look nice. They're not actually
You
doing
really
anything
think that we're all
today.
dreaming the same dream at the same time and we're all dreaming at
So my main goal with Film at Swinge is to spread the awareness of filmmaking in Swindon. That we have some fantastic filmmakers here, to grow the love of film, whatever genre that be, documentary, narrative drama, or any of the sort of subgenres. I don't care, I just think filmmaking's amazing. You tell stories and you make great friends. My best friends now are all filmmakers. You know, you start working together, you have to work together really hard, it can get really stressful. So it really tests those relationships, and so a friend through film is a friend for life, I'd say. And yeah, I want to make more friends. So, and if we can get Swindon famous for filmmaking, that would be fantastic.
I'm nervous as I head out alone and unarmed, hoping my time as a Royal Marine Commando will prevent me from becoming Islamic State's next propaganda video. I take a flight to Erbil, northern Iraq, Kurdistan, where I'm told most international volunteers start their journey to the front line in Iraq and Syria, currently fighting a street-to-street battle in the city of Mosul. Peshmerga aren't allowed to enter the actual city of Mosul due to them being Kurdish, and the city of Mosul being an Arab territory. I go to find out if any of the international volunteers have managed to join the Iraqi army as they push through the streets of Mosul. I managed to embed with the Golden Division, who are Iraqi Special Forces. ISIS have had over 2 years to prepare their defences in the city of Mosul. Hundreds of thousands of civilians are still trapped in the city, which is slowing down the Iraqi operation. As I drive closer to the fighting, the devastation in the city is evident. Throughout my journey, Islamic State have left a trail of death and destruction in their wake. It follows my journey, meeting different guys along the way. Unfortunately, a couple of them died. Other guys have now returned. Some men are still out there. So it was mainly getting into the roots of it, on what motivates that guy to go fight. Wherefore, my military background, my family being out there, why I don't want to go fight. I want to film it, but these guys want to fight.
It's just an honour to be with these guys. Pure honour. This is a Peshmerga in their war.
How's it feel for you?
An honour. I'm ecstatic. I can't put it into words. Can't put it into words.
How does it make you feel seeing all these civilians?
Happy. I'm as happy as Peshmerga. This is what they fought for all this time. Peshmerga fought for these people to free them. Now the world needs to never forget what these guys have done. Never forget what these guys fought for. They now have, the world now has to help rebuild. You've got over 2 million IDPs. Kurdistan's normal population, what, 5.5 million? They've got an extra 2 million plus. The world needs to help.
It's because these men, they're doing good because they're fighting ISIS, but really the government doesn't look as though it's good. It's frowned upon, but they're robbing from the rich to give to the poor, that kind of ethos kind of thing. So it's not about are they right or are they wrong. Robin Hood, you think Robin Hood's a good guy, but really he's a bad guy. So these individuals, you've got to look at their story to go, are they doing good or are they doing bad?
Whether you're coming to the afternoon sessions or the early evening sessions, it's going to be a lot of fun. Each evening we've got something happening after the festival as well, so because we've got international filmmakers coming over and we want to introduce them to our Swindon filmmakers. So it's going to be a lot of fun socially, as well as a great way to see a really wide variety in length and particularly in style of film. But there are no bad films in the festival because we've cleared all of them out. We've only selected good ones, and it's been tough because there's been so many good entries. So it might not all be your bag, but just wait a few minutes and there'll be another one on, and hopefully you'll enjoy that.
I kept the Mercedes. It's my weekend car.
Do you believe that Swindon needs to do more to push film culture and creativity?
Yeah, definitely. There's a problem in Swindon, I think, where a lot of people say that it's an uncultured town, and to a degree that's true, but not in the way that people mean it. So people say it's an uncultured town because there's no culture, when that's not actually true. It's an uncultured town because no one goes to the culture. The culture is here. There are people making films. There are people doing theatre. All of that stuff is constantly happening. And it's not just when the Swinge is going on, although the Swinge is a good prime example of it. But you know, you've got like the Old Town Festival. There are amateur productions going on. People are always making short films. So all of this stuff is constantly happening. But it doesn't really tend to get the sort of coverage or like representation that it needs. And it tends to be quite an insular thing, I think, as well. If you're in the group, then, and by group I mean like the people that do it, then you hear about these things. But if you're not, it doesn't really get pushed outwardly enough. You know, the advert don't really tend to comment on things like that.
I've got to pull over. I'm bursting.
Look, can't it wait until we get there? It's not that long left now, is it?
I'll just go in the bushes. Look, I'll be 1 second.
Fine, just be quick.
Two secs.
Fine. Come on, Mark, where are you?
One end of the M4 we've got Cardiff, and they've got Pinewood Studios there now. At the other end of the M4 and round a bit we've got Pinewood Studios, we've got loads of other studios now in London. We're halfway between. We've also got Bristol, which is really famous for documentary and nature filmmaking. And you know, we're so close, and yet no one really thinks of any filmmaking in Swindon. And I know loads of people who come from Swindon who now work in any of the big centres, and they up in Manchester as well in filmmaking. And you think, wouldn't it be nice if they could work in the hometown? So let's bring more filmmaking into Swindon and let's make it famous for it. Yeah.
Helps me, get through the hard times.
Well, the name of it is Redeploy. It's about a soldier who returns home in search of the peace that he lost overseas. So basically, he's dealing with PTSD and readjusting, you know, and dealing with people that are insensitive and the things that they say. So he's dealing with the pain of things that he has done overseas, and he's trying to get to a point where he accepts it. So it's about acceptance.
Next session, like, hey, you're gonna get a snog. Come in here. Right. Always get a snog on you. Okay.
That's all right. Are you starting it right now? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a few people going to come in late, but that's okay.
Hello. Alrighty. I'm going to grab a piece of picture in a minute. Hey. Alright. Good to see you.
What song have we got on? Tell us what the was.
Hey there. Paul, yes, we have met.
Music
Yeah, I'm very good. I'm also
one of those
late and we've got a really busy session, so I'm going to...
I'll see you afternoon. I'll see what you're doing. Sending up to me.
Meaty, whatever's got loads of meat in it.
You know that this cannot possibly be Charlotte. You know this cannot possibly be your little girl. You know this, don't you, Michael?
It is Charlotte.
Please, let Lily go. Her parents are scared. She is scared. Please, let her go. Michael, I'm sorry, but you know that Charlotte is gone.
She's gone?
Yes. Do you remember now? It's important that you remember.
Do you think the Swindon event will inspire more young filmmakers to create and possibly enter for future events?
Yeah, I really hope that, like, in the last few years, the Swindon Theatre Festival has really picked up and started getting noticed by the papers, by the news outlets and stuff. And so I think social media helps as well. It sort of gets a wide reach. And I think that's encouraged a lot of, there's a lot of theatre things going on now in Swindon. Like every week there is a theatre thing happening in Swindon. And I think a lot of that is down to not necessarily just the Swinge, but like the Swinge has played a part in that. And hopefully you'll see the same thing with the film festival as well. If people know that those things are happening, then they will be able to do them. And I think they're more encouraged to do them as well when they see that there are other people, you know, oh, someone from Swindon entered the film into the Swindon Film Festival, and then won, maybe, I don't know, like that happened, you know. Like, and of course as well, it also serves as like a networking thing, so people can go and meet people there as well, which is always quite good. And there isn't enough of that in Swindon either. There's not enough of you've got Facebook groups and things, but there's not enough of a sort of a collective network of, you know, people that meet regularly on a regular basis.
Okay ណាបងធ្វើអីនឹងបងជុំចង់បងរៀនបងវាយ៉ាងថ្ងៃនេះអូខេណាបងយើងរៀនសម្អាតមកតាមខ្ញុំរួចយើងធ្វើបែបនេះបងរៀនសម្អាតរៀនសម្អាតនិយាយបងរៀនសម្អាតរៀនសម្អាតនិយាយបងរៀនសម្អាត
In the early stages, utilize what is available to you. So, you know, you don't always have a huge budget to shoot films and whatnot. So if you have any friends or family members who own like a cafe or, you know, a shop or something that you know they'd let you use for free or anything like that, always just like grab what's available to you and like use it to help you. Because you'll always find there's people willing to support you, and in the early stages, that's really important. So.
This is how it's going to be. Thieves in the night. Stealing from each other's cupboards. But where will it end?
I haven't had a chance to go shopping.
And this is how long it takes you to resort to crime. How Dickensian.
You caught me. Trying to fit food into all of this is just crazy. So I've eaten more popcorn than most people eat in a lifetime. Anyway, we're going to go out front and we're going to start this thing up again.
Sweet.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on a tight schedule. I've been told I shouldn't have sessions longer than 3 hours, and this one's 3.5 hours. So grab a drink and we'll be starting very shortly.
Right, so yeah, day 3. How do you think it's going? Pleased with how it's going?
I'm pleased if the filmmakers are happy, which last night they seemed to be, but that might have been the alcohol. But if they're happy, I'm happy. Great networking event. I ended up in 2 different locations, but people got to talk with each other. Tonight is the awards ceremony, which will be great. So looking forward to that. And seeing some more films this afternoon.
Hey, on a better day, find me someone out there.
What do you want to do about this one? It's a bit warm.
Oh, it's a real shame because it's a beautiful one. Can you just fold it nice and neatly underneath the bitter sea? Will that work?
Yeah.
We'll do it then. We want to play some of the locally made videos and the music videos all the time, just constantly playing in the background. And then when we do announce the awards, we will do that on the stage, but we haven't got time to give the awards out and for the filmmakers to do a little speech. So we'll announce them over there, and then we'll come over here and actually give the awards. And then anyone that isn't interested in the film festival can carry on boogieing or listening to the comedian, and we can then have a little thing over here and do the presentation and film that, and that'll be nice. So yeah, that's basically it. So get changed and then meet everyone at the Rudy's.
Rudy's at 6.
Rudy's at 6.
Hello.
I might just nip back in quickly and bung some of these posters up on that window there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ready?
Sweet.
Les gens qui te regardent de travers quand tu fumes une cigarette alors que t'es enceinte, qu'est-ce que ça peut leur foutre?
Et surtout quand c'est la deuxième, non?
Oh, la ramène pas, hein. Je te signale que Magie Nicole a dit que je pouvais en fumer jusqu'à 4 par jour.
Bah, elle voulait dire sûrement de manière espacée, non?
Moi j'avais un spectacle déjà qui se jouait et puis des élèves à moi dont le papa est décédé.
She had a show with some children, and one father of one of the children was dead. Was dead during the terrorism act. So she
Et
was,
des amis
and friends
indirectement
also,
qui ont perdu les
indirectly, friends were touched and were dead during the terrorism act.
Et pendant les événements, je me suis renseignée, il y a eu des mariages, anniversaires, des choses comme ça.
And during the events, there were weddings, there were
Des amis
birthdays.
qui ont fêté leur anniversaire.
Yeah, so directly or indirectly touched also, because I knew some person who died actually in the Bataclan, the concert room in Paris. That was all these events are in 2030.
Ce film s'était fait pour pas oublier les victimes.
And this movie was made for to not forget all victims of the terrorism.
So we put this amazing film festival on. We're very lucky to have a lot of local filmmakers enter, which is fantastic. Some of those films were premiered for the very first time seen anywhere here in Swindon at our festival. That's true also of some of our international films. They've never been seen anywhere else. We've had local, national, UK and Great British premieres. We also had world premieres, and we also had several films coming and sent in to us that have been winning awards all over the world. as far as Japan, Australia, and so on. So we've got several of the filmmakers here from Austria, London, New York, France, Spain somewhere. So yeah, we've been very lucky. Leiden, yeah. So I better get on with this because I haven't got much time, and you want to hear the comedian because he's funnier than me. So I'm going to start with our best music video. And we had some local bands enter this. We had a singer from America, who you may have seen up on the screen up there earlier. And we had a film from Cambodia, which is also a short film, but it's a pop music video as well. So I can tell you who the nominations for the best music video are. The Saints, Delightfully, Wash It, that's the Cambodian one, and Judge Me. And the winner is Ashley with Judge Me. So don't come up here, Ashley. We're going to do the awards over there and do photos over there. So I'll see you over there. The next one I'm doing now is best sound from a film. You may not all be aware of this, but sound is 50% of your experience when you go to the cinema to watch a movie. It's very, very important. And we're trying to be eclectic, so we're not saying the sound recordist or the score. We're just saying the whole sound that you hear when you watch the film. And our nominations for best sound are Beach VR, which I believe is from Bristol, The Long Wet Grass from Ireland, The Bet from Spain, The Rage from the UK, and The Wall of Leon. And the winner is The Long Wet Grass. Our next award is Best Cinematographer. I meant to put cinematography, but we put cinematographer, so apologies for that. And our nominations for Best Cinematographer, that's basically what you're seeing, okay? Is The Long Wet Grass again, Sonia from Slovakia, The Last One, The Morning After, The Bet, and Bitch Blood Popcorn. And the winner is Sonia. And our next award is the Best Ensemble Cast. So we haven't got Best Supporting Actor. We've got Best Ensemble Cast, and our nominations for Best Ensemble Cast are Un jour comme un autre. Sorry about the pronunciation. That's obviously for France, if you haven't guessed. Guardians, some of the boys are here tonight as well as the French are here. Point of View, and Redeploy, which is the New York one. And the winner for Best Ensemble Cast is Guardians. Yeah. So you guys are going to see all over there.
He was going to take his pants off and everything on stage.
So, I would like to teach you a trick for you. So it's a gift from Brazil. Okay? Yeah. But you need to repeat with me the movements. Everywhere. Alright? Yes. If you don't repeat it, the trick will not work. So repeat it with me. So everywhere doing that movement. That don't make any sense, but it's very beautiful. So do that movement. Now you do that. Ha! Whoa! Whoa! Cha! Cha! The thumb needs to be down. You close the hand. The thumb, how's that English? Thumb? Thumb?
And I am broke to that, so.
Hey, I'm encouraged me just for the best music video, which is amazing. Thank you.
My personal favourite, there's a couple that I absolutely love. One was Guardians, the comedy feature. Absolutely love that. You saw that, right? Yeah, it's brilliant. Just the casting of it was just pure genius. Like, I know that through the background and reading up on the film, I know that they've worked together as a crew and a cast for quite a long time on a number of projects, and you can really tell that. Like, the cast just works so well together. You see all the chemistry. There was no weak link at all. So it was just great to watch and a real good laugh as well.
And this is a really good beer. What did I win? I won Best Feature Film.
Yeah.
I'm really happy.
Best micro short.
That's micro short. That's
pretty cool. Headlights.
Headlights.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Congratulations on you. Well done.
How's it going, Doug?
How's it going, Magic? Yeah, really happy, really tired, really emotional.
Enjoyed it?
But no, it's been great. Everyone seemed happy, even the people that didn't win an award, so that's good. I was a bit concerned some of them might be like, we've come all this way, but they were happy to be nominated and to see people whose films they respected win, so that's good.
I mean, the way to do it is to have some drive and make something happen yourself.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people might, go to drama school or whatever and go, right, I'm now trained, someone needs to give me a job. No one's going to do that. You need to make it happen. And at some point, then someone will give you a job. But there's a ton of people who've done an arts degree or something and just go, I need something to happen. But it's the people that actually make the thing happen.
Make films. The best way to learn is to make those mistakes. But the other thing to do is you can learn by other people's mistakes. And the best thing to do there is to go to film festivals. So there's three things. That's make films yourself and just keep practicing. Go to film festivals, watch lots of films. Short films are a great way to see lots of different styles and learn lots in a short space of time. The third thing is the one that most people don't think of, and that is become a supporting artist. That's a film and TV extra. So you can sign up with a local agency. There's a really good one in Bristol called Phoenix Casting. And when you're an extra, an SA, you're stood in the background. They don't expect you to be a great actor because what you're doing is you're reacting believably to the situation they're portraying in front of you. They don't want you to be too big and too noticeable because you're a background artist. The famous people are the ones they want to be noticed. But what you can do is, whilst you're not having to think too much, not having to learn or memorize lines or worry about the lighting or anything like that, you're watching pros with years and years of experience.
But I think you learn from this most what is not perfect. And you learn from failing as well, although it's the hardest moment when you fail. But I think you really have to do and believe in yourself, although you fail. Only because one thing is bad doesn't mean that you are bad, And this was for me the hardest thing to understand, because I wasn't always secure in these things. And even in this project, in this film, it was like a lot of doubts that I had as well, and the doubts come up all the time. But I think you just have to do it and you have to finish it. Most important thing is, even if it's not perfect, just finish it, because there's never something gonna be perfect. It's always a process. And I think you just have to keep on doing and finish the projects. Otherwise, it's gonna bother you, even for years if you don't finish the things.
Croire en soi.
Believe in yourself.
Croire en soi, en ses rêves et avoir le sens de l'effort, de la patience.
Sense of effort.
D'endurance.
Work hard.
Mais croire en soi.
Believe in yourself.
Et en ses rêves, le dream. Go. Ne rien lâcher. Ne jamais rien lâcher.
And never give up. Hold on.
And you also owe it to the people who are involved in the project to finish the things. And I have many unfinished projects. This is something that I talk to myself, it has to change. You know, you have to finish the things and keep on going. And suddenly you're surprised that some project, if it's important for you, for yourself, and you bring that into it, if it comes from your heart and it's important, then it also has some value that other people find important. You will get it back, and then it's like what's rewarding. You know, the people appreciate it.
You've seen the quality. This is Swindon. It's a small town. You know what I mean? We've just had a film festival, and some of the films that have been shown are incredible. So, and luckily for us, a lot of the filmmakers have turned up. So, it's a perfect opportunity for you guys to meet and mingle with these guys, ask them questions, and and get amongst it, basically. Yeah.
So tickets are available from Swindon Theatres, which is basically the Wyvern Theatre, but if you go online to swindontheatres.com, you can also look through, if you go on to www.film@swinge, all one word, Swinge is basically S-W-I-N-G-E, film@swinge.com. There's a link through there to get to the tickets as well, or if you check out Facebook, Swindon Fringe or Film at Swinge, you'll be able to find them through there as well. Tickets are available on the door, but they're dearer, so get them first. And I think it's gone really well. Everyone seems very happy. We've learnt a lot. We'll do things slightly differently next year, but we're definitely going to come back and do it again. Yeah.